A new video of Air India staffers partying has stirred up trouble for top management officials of the national carrier. The video contains footage of over 24 staffers dancing away to Bollywood songs at a senior executive's promotion party in December last year, when they should have been attending to a London-Delhi flight on an unscheduled stopover in Mumbai. The party allegedly delayed flight AI 116 by at least 3 hours, is what engineers have alleged. The allegation levelled by the engineering department of Air India, who sent this video to the airline chairman and managing director. Headlines today is in exclusive possession of this letter that blames the management for its misplaced priorities and has demanded to initiate a probe into this matter. Now, Air India has broken its silence over the Headlines Today report, which shows how its officials were caught partying while passengers were left stranded in their aircraft. Well, Air India's chairman and managing director Anup Kumar has justified this entire incident and claimed that the airline cannot provide flying crew 24/7. The chairman and managing director has claimed that the party had indeed taken place, but it did not inconvenience any passengers. He says that the party was thrown for a promotion, but the two things are being mischievously linked. Well, our report shows how the passengers on board the London-Delhi flight had been told the weather was bad and therefore it couldn't take off, while the Air India crew, as this video shows, were busy enjoying a bash. It was the crew that was at this party that was to have flown that flight. Passengers were told that it was bad weather that had delayed the party, but as the video shows, they were partying. This is evidence that has been submitted by engineers to the top management of Air India. I want to bring in Air Marshal Kapil Kak, a former officer with the Indian Air Force and an aviation analyst and commentator. Air Marshal Kak, this is evidence that has been submitted. Now, it is nobody's position that, partying is bad, promotions should not be celebrated. That is something that happens everywhere in the world. I am talking specifically about this particular circumstance where the engineers who have submitted this video to management say it was the people at this party who were supposed to fly a plane that was sitting on the tarmac for over 3 hours. The weather was apparently fine, is what they've said in a dossier of evidence that they've submitted to Air India management. What do you think needs to happen, sir? Because the chairman and managing director has said Air India is not responsible for supplying crew 24/7. That was his flippant answer. Air Marshal Kak.
No, firstly, it's a very serious incident that you have highlighted. The first point is this is unprofessional, irresponsible behavior on the part of a certain section of employees of Air India. I don't think the engineers have anything to do with the people who are operating crew, whether this was the operating crew, cabin crew or the engineering staff, because now there are no engineers on board in that sense. But I think the issue that has been highlighted is that it is irresponsible behavior primarily because they are not accountable. They have unions. They will play one union against the other. The management is perceived as weak. It invariably bails them out. And most important of all, Shiv, it is the state which doesn't take the required action. You yourself said we've all partied all our lives. But there is a line to say that Air India cannot provide crew 24/7. I think is again irresponsible. Because Air India is supposed to have a standby crew 24/7.
It's brazenness. It's as you absolutely correctly pointed out, Air Marshal Kak, it's brazenness born from a historic lack of accountability, a historic lack of answerability, and a historic lack of even feeling that they owe any answers or explanations.
No, I'll give you specifics.
Yes.
Shiv, specifics. Until 27th of August, the consolidated list of complaints, 213 against Air India by their customers, the guests as they call it. Only about 90 for Indigo, about 80 odd for Go Air, and Jet Airways just 52. So Jet Airways, Air India complaints, and what do these complaints relate to? Staff behavior, customer support and flights. That's one. Second is the Air India management and the employees know that every year money is being pumped into that company.
Yeah.
They are not
It's
accountable.
completely, yes, absolutely.
They asked for 8,000 crores for this year.
Your point is absolutely taken. They have gotten used to having a free ride. It's as simple as that. No matter what their customer service is like, the money is still going to come in
and free ride on
everything
whom?
afloat.
Free ride
Let's
on
just,
you and
yeah,
me.
absolutely. It's on you and me. There's no doubt about it,
Taxpayers.
absolutely. I want to bring in an Air India engineer. We're not going to disclose his name. He's with us on the phone line and he's fully aware of this particular incident. Sir, we're not going to take your name, obviously, to protect your identity, but just take us through how serious this incident is, because this has shocked people all across the country. We've been getting calls, we've been getting SMSs and messages from our viewers saying, how can Air India be allowed to get away with its staff partying for a promotion while there are passengers sitting in the aircraft? Please go ahead and tell us, sir.
Yes, yeah. Shiv, I've just heard the other gentleman about the complaint.
Yes.
Now, complaints, you have to understand one thing. Everybody feels that, the employees are responsible. I would only...
No. Please answer my direct question, sir. You can come to that later. Please answer my direct question about this incident.
Yes, this incident is, like, what we have found out is that
yes.
all from the level of joint GM, deputy GM, they're also partying when the aircraft was on ground.
Yes.
We had crew who said we cannot go on that flight because we are at the party. We have to go for this party. And the irony of it is that this party was given even before the promotion results were declared.
Yes.
So you see, this is how Air India functions.
This is unbelievable.
They have patronage of the minister protects them. The minister gives them out-of-turn promotions. The minister, because they note out to the minister.
This is
basically
absolutely
lack of accountability.
This is absolutely unbelievable, Air Marshal Kak. You've heard the engineer. I request you to stay on with me for just a moment.
If you look at the audits that are conducted, if you look at the audits that are happening, they're all fudged.
No,
they are all fudged.
If I can ask you another specific question, sir, what happened after? Was action taken against any of the people in this video?
Nothing happened to anybody. Everybody got promotions, double promotions. People who overlooked violations got promotions 2 days before the retirement.
They're sitting here. They're sitting here and partying in this video, sir, with Bollywood music playing, food being served, drinks being served, there's dancing happening, there's a lot of merriment happening, and you're telling us that there's an aircraft that's sitting on the tarmac while they're doing this.
Correct. Now if you look at the remark made by our CMD that he cannot provide crew 24/7. Shiv, when an aircraft is diverted from one station to another, both stations are informed much in advance.
Yes.
So it is not as though it just happened, at that spur of the moment. These people should have been on their toes, expecting that aircraft to land. They get the crew ready. So you have that 2 hours buffer.
Air Marshal Kak, I want to bring Air Marshal Kak in. Air Marshal Kak, I want to ask you a specific and direct question. This video is clear. We can make out the faces of each and every person in that video. This video can be submitted as evidence, which in fact it already has, by a group of engineers, as we just pointed out, and as the engineer we have on the phone has just pointed out as well. What do you think needs to happen now? Every person in this video can be identified. I'm sure that we can get names of each one of these people. Is there any accountability that can be affixed on the people in this party who've been neglecting their actual duty with passengers in the aircraft?
Shiv, as we started this program, both of us, including the engineer who's on the line, parties can carry on.
Yes.
Excuse me, parties must carry
Absolutely. On. Nothing wrong with parties.
The question is at what stage should you have responded as a management?
Yes.
It's a management. It's a lax management.
Yes.
And that, they have to take a decision. If they don't have a standby crew, let's say a standby crew has been deployed, then some mechanisms have to be evolved in very, very quick time frames. Cut to the chase.
Yes.
I would say, unless you get the management professionalized, this unprofessional behavior will continue.
This is unforgivable unprofessional behavior, sir. I think we should be very clear in calling it that.
No, it's as simple as that. I have said it on your channel and other channels for the last 10 years.
Yes.
I think the Prime Minister has been given a briefing by the Civil Aviation Minister, Ashok Gajapati Raju. What is the message on Air India? We need to turn it around.
Yes.
How will he turn it around
It's
if it remains so
it's a
irresponsible,
mindset issue.
unaccountable,
Absolutely.
and only demands from the
Yeah.
National Consolidated Fund of India progressive equities every year, which over the last 6 years has averaged 5,500
And it has
crores a
simply
year.
just mounted. It has
And
simply
it's
just
not going to
mounted.
reduce. But
Yes.
they are assuring the minister by 2018 we will turn it around. It can't. So, two specific points. Develop. Prime Minister Modi can do it.
He can.
He has a very creative civil aviation minister. Start a roadmap with proper benchmarking and timescales as to how you will progressively
Right.
privatize Air India, say by 7 years or 8
But
years.
it's incidents like these, is it not, Air Marshal Kak, that are actually adding
Of
to not
course.
just the perception,
Of
but
course.
also damaging the airline itself, which is a question I want to put to the engineer we have on the phone line as well. Sir, you know, what action do you expect to be taken? I mean, the response from the chairman and managing director of Air India makes it sound like he's perfectly willing to let this pass, because this is the
Yes,
culture
yes.
of Air India. This
Here's
is
the
the
fact.
habit. This is what has made Air India
Here's-
what it is now.
Is the fact that he sat on them for the last 1 year is indication that he's protecting them.
Yes.
So maybe they are doing some of his dirty work for him. It is as plain and simple as that.
How far
Why would
are
why
the
would
engineers
you
willing to go, sir? Can you tell us, this video has been submitted
No,
to
the
the
Indians, we are
CMD.
willing
He's
to
fully
take
aware.
the-
How
we are-
far are you willing to go with this evidence?
We are willing to take responsibility to give the aircraft on time, provided all our parameters are met. We are lacking in staff, we are lacking in spares, we are lacking in equipment.
This is a story that should
And
shame.
rather than concentrate on those issues, we are only concentrating on other. They're just fudging things around.
I hate to say this, but anybody who's ever worked for Air India should feel a little bit of embarrassment today watching this. Even if
We
they've
are
done their
embarrassed.
duty
We are
honestly,
embarrassed.
the fact of the matter is there are people within the organization, there are people with the mindset, like Air Marshal Kak absolutely accurately said, this is a mindset issue. There is no accountability, there is no answerability, and this is something that needs to change. Can the government actually change it now? There's a government with a fresh mandate and enough of a mandate to actually change things. Can that actually happen? To the Air India engineer, thank you very much for taking the time out and speaking to us, and we will of course protect your identity. Air Marshal Kak, also thank you for your wisdom and perspective on this very controversial and sensitive story, which we would like to tell all sides of, because remember, as we started out saying, there's nothing wrong with partying. Everyone's allowed to celebrate. We're not saying anything's wrong with partying, but what about those people who were out there in that aircraft for 3 hours? Had they been lied to by people who would rather be partying than flying an aircraft and actually attending to their loyal customers?